Hey everybody, this is Bob Anderson, and I wanted to do a two-part video. The first part, I want to talk about, prop firms because I get questions a lot from people. A lot of times it's about my strategy, and sometimes it's about just trading in general or whatnot. But one of the ones I get a lot of questions about is well, what do you think about using a prop firm? Da 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 da. And so I just thought, well, here I'm going to put a video together, and then every time somebody emails me that or whatnot, I'm going to take a link to this and I'm going to send it because, again, I'm going to give my perspective in my answers, and I'm going to give my perspective in this video because it is my trading journey. That's what this YouTube channel is. It's my trading journey. So I'm going to talk about my past, when I first started futures trading, back in like '08 or so. And I was using my own funds, and I had, stacks of money laying around at the time. And, long story short, I used to blow up accounts on a regular basis. One of the things about trade, the biggest thing that everybody has to deal with, I don't care who you are, it's not the strategy, it's between the ears when using the strategy. I can show you trades all day long that work, but if you don't have the guts and the fortitude to take them and to hold them until they work, it doesn't matter how good the trade was. So let's talk about that for a second. If you're a new trader, have never traded before, and you want to try this, let's just say you're one of those. Does a prop firm make sense? I couldn't say it. I couldn't scream it from the top of a mountain loud enough. Yes. If you're, an experienced trader and whatnot, does a prop firm make sense? Yes. If you're a heavy duty trader and you've got, tons of money, does a prop firm make sense? Well, maybe. So I'm going to go over, why the first answer is absolutely yes, and the second one is probably yes also. And that is this. When you're learning how to trade, it's one thing to take, let's just say everybody goes and gets an account with a brokerage firm, and they want to do futures trading. And they've watched some YouTube videos on how to do it or whatever. Okay. Well, first off, you got to fund them some money. Every time I would fund a brokerage firm for my Ninja and all that kind of stuff. And then of course you got to get Ninja, you got to pay to lease Ninja. And then you got to pay data fees and stuff like that to trade your live account. I mean, there's a lot more to it than what I'm going to cover right here. But once you do all those things and you get through that process, you got to send them like $5,000 because of the leveraging of whatever you're going to trade. For example, a lot of times the ES, it's $500 a contract. So you can get 10 contracts with $5,000. With oil, it can be as much as $1,000 a contract. So you can get maybe 5 contracts. If your account is $5,000 or more. So you can only get like maybe 4 contracts. So you put that $5,000 in there and now you're trading. Okay, but you're going to sim trade. Let's just say you're going to sim trade. Okay, fine, sim trade, and you have success, and you're all excited, like the person who messaged me yesterday that, I'm not making this up, folks, that he followed my continuation strategy yesterday in oil, and he made $4,000 trading 4 contracts. I was reading this going, holy crap, that's exciting. I mean, oil is on fire for the continuation trade. I will admit that right now. But $4,000, holy cow. And then in his message, he says, oh, and I'm sim trading. I'm thinking about getting an eval account. Aha. Okay. And that's exactly my point that I'm getting to here. And that's this. Even if you go through what I said and you give $5,000 to a brokerage firm and you do all that, what's going to happen to you, because I know what happens in here, is once you take yourself from sim trading to live trading, your whole perspective on what trade to take and when to take it, and because there's consequences, is all going to change, and you're going to get nervous and whatnot. And if you do like 99.9999999% of traders, you're going to blow that $5,000. Unless you have the guts to close it down after you lose, say, $2,000 and just take the money back. Okay? So let's just say you have the guts to close it down after $2,000 and take $3,000 back. And then you're done. And you'll probably do that within 2 weeks. Okay? Let's talk about the alternative. The alternative, there was an alternative back when I was doing this, but it wasn't really an alternative. And I don't really want to talk about that group anymore. I've said their name enough on this YouTube channel. I've heard too many negative things about them in the past. I've heard too many negative things about them even currently. I just don't even want to talk about them. But anyways, so let's talk about Apex, who I do use. And I have gone through the gamut of using them for, 9 months now or whatever, and having gotten funded and having been through the process and having, seen the ins and outs of Apex and, whatnot. I can tell you that, for example, if you did the 80% discount on their $25,000 account, which, by the way, now that allows you to get 4 contracts. Now, remember what I told you about oil? Even with $5,000, you probably can really only get about 4 contracts. So if you do the $25,000 account, which gives you 4 contracts, it only gives you 4 in the ES also, not 10 that $5,000 would give you. But the reality of it is you shouldn't be trading 10 contracts anyways, until you're a seasoned trader. I saw somebody today posting on Apex's website, a 20 contract trade in the NASDAQ, and they had $1,400 profit on the trade, and they were excited. I'm like, that's like, on 20 contracts, that's like 1.5 points in the ES. I mean, I don't take trades in the ES if I'm going to get 1.5 points. That's too much risk. Anyways, but this person was excited, so, whatever. But that's how you blow up accounts. So anyway, so let's just say you paid $35 for an account and you blow up 10 accounts. You've lost $350. Okay? You didn't pay Ninja license fees. You didn't pay data fees. You didn't pay any of that stuff. You're not paying Ninja to, to use their software or any of that stuff. Okay? But if you have a real money account and you lost equivalent to that in 10 accounts, it's $15,000 because the trailing stop on that is $1,500 for that $35 account. That's $15,000. So because you went with the prop firm and you went through their process, which, by the way, I believe holds you better accountable than you will to yourself. I'm proof of that. That's why I pass the evaluations a hell of a lot easier than I handle the prop firm. Then I handle the funded accounts. Because after I've passed the test, well, the funded account is just on me. It's not Apex anymore. So you take a $350 loss while blowing up 10 accounts, whereas over here you take a $15,000 loss if you're using real money and you take the same trades. Why do I bring this up also? Well, because this is the closest you're mentally gonna get to, in my humble opinion, to pushing the button and trading your own money. But you're doing it at a cost of $35 to figure out if it's going to work versus $1,500 of potential loss to equate to that $35 to see if it's going to work, to see if this is going to work, not the strategy. You can do all the back testing, you can do all the whatever, all the sim trading, whatnot. You still have to do it here. You still have to execute it here. So, and that is what most traders struggle with. So, I would rather get a $35 education than a $1,500 education, is my humble opinion. So, what do you sacrifice if you go with a prop firm versus your own money? Well, after you go through the process of getting your account set up, after you go through the process of paying Ninja to to lease their software, after you pay for the data fees and all that stuff, you then possibly give up, say, the first $1,500. Let's talk about the $25,000 account again, real slowly. You have to go from $25,000 to $26,500, and then all of a sudden you've got a funded account. Now it's as if you have your own account. Okay? But if you're the one trader in a million that sits down, turns on the chart, and never blows up an account, well, then you gave up the $1,500 because you could have just had a live account from the beginning, and you could have just made that $1,500 and kept right on going your way, and never had to pay $35 to prove to them you can make $1,500 in 7 days. So that's a possibility of what you give up. What's the possibility that you're that person? 0.0001%. The second thing you give up is 10% of the profits made after the first $25,000 on the account. So what does that mean? Well, that means your first 25 grand is yours. The next 25 grand, for example, if you take a draw on that, you get 23.5. So what did you give up? You gave up $1,500 of your next 25 grand. Or wait, am I right? No, you get Jesus, Bob. Jesus. You get 22.5. I have 1,500 on the brain over here. You get 22.5. So you gave up $2,500. That's what you gave up. So, what does that really mean? Well, you can take your 25 grand that you got, the first 25 grand, you can close the account. You can close it whenever you want and go take that 25 grand and give it to a brokerage firm and then just trade that if you want. Now you have 25 grand. And with 25 grand, you can get 50 ES contracts. You can get 25 oil contracts. You can do whatever you want. So you didn't give up anything in reality. And remember, I'm not even getting into the nuts and bolts of leasing Ninja versus the prop firm giving you a license key to use it. I'm not getting into the data fees that you got to pay through a brokerage that you're not having to do through Ninja. I'm not getting into any of that. I'm just talking about the process here. So to me, it's pretty basic. It's such a simple answer for me that I don't even know how to handle the question when people ask me, well, why don't you just trade your own money? Well, I actually do in a different way. I don't want to talk about that right now. But this right here is the best way. And there's things you learn. Like I never knew. I learned things from being a part of Apex's Facebook page and things like that. Like I didn't know about a trade copier. Today I use a trade copier and I booked $435 on 5 contracts. $2,175 on a trade copier, which I didn't even know existed until I was part of Apex. See, I learned things from being a part of a prop firm too, like this, like an Apex group where everybody's pretty helpful. Anyways, I just wanted, by the way, this down here, AGIBQTJY is my affiliate code. Now, I actually went and got an affiliate code. I've had so many people ask me for my affiliate code. I'm going to put this at the bottom of this video also. This will give you the 80% off all the way through midnight, December 5th, and carry that 80% discount on that account forever until you turn it into a PA funded account. Remember, I talked about this. This is very important. If you buy this account for 80% off and you blow it up a week later, don't cancel it. Leave it. Because when it renews, it will renew at the 80% price and it'll reset automatically. You don't have to reset it for $80. Just leave it alone. It'll reset when you pay the $29 for it to be reactivated a month later. So don't delete the account. I have confirmed this with Apex, so I don't need another person saying in the video below, no, Bob, that's not correct. It is correct. Okay? So here's my affiliate code. I'm going to put it in the bottom of the video too, so you can just copy and paste it. It's the same thing as the Save 80. You get 80% off as soon as you put that code in through this midnight, December 5th. After that, it'll go to 50%. Okay? So anyways, I'm going to talk about my 2 oil trades, and I'm going to talk about the ES trade that I didn't take, that set up perfectly. All right? So you guys can see, again, continuation trades. So it's 3 continuation trades. We had a lot of news this morning, so I completely ignored the ES until after 10 o'clock. Completely ignored it. Forget it. Way too much news coming out for me to worry about the ES. All right? So I was focused on oil this morning, and that's why I didn't even see the ES trade. So here we go. Here's my chart. By the way, I took a picture of, where is it? Let's do this. What is this account? Oh, this is oil. Well, let's do this. Here's the picture. All right, I don't know if this shows up well. I hope it does. Anyways, it's that blue background again. So oil, well, here's the trades right here. 1, 2. I'm going to show you it on the live chart. It's just easier to see it on the live chart, I think. Let me get over here. We're in the wrong part. Oh, this is the 5-minute. No wonder this looks so screwed up. This is the 5-minute. Let's go to the 1 minute. All right, there we go. I'm sitting there going, something's wrong here. Yeah, I was looking on the 5-minute chart. 5-minute chart in oil is beautiful also. I do a lot of chart studying, folks. I do a lot of chart studying. So anyways, we get past 945. Remember, I've talked about 945 because even at the open, I don't like to really screw around with oil, even though this was a beautiful continuation trade here. This one right here was a beautiful one at 936, but I didn't look for it. The one I took was this one. It rolled up to the high, came down, boom, right here. Long at 82, 89, and bam. 83.09 right there, and it cleared after that by 1 tick. Isn't that amazing? So 20 ticks in 2 candles, so less than 2 minutes. Came down, rolled over, bam, same setup. This was actually, by the way, this was a pivot down. So this was a pivot up. See this right here? I could have been looking here, but we never actually touched the gold line. So it didn't touch my gold line, but this could have been a continuation here also. This would have been a decent one here, because you would have been in at 82.91, and here's 83.11. There's your 20 ticks. But anyway, so this one broke up to new highs. just like this, pull down, you know, blah, blah, blah. Anyways, I'm showing you repetitive patterns over and over again on oil this morning. So here's one that was a potential here too. I didn't get it because it just didn't touch my gold line. That was me being snooty. I should have gone for it. Anyways, and then boom, boom. And then the break right there, which was 83.02. Wham. 83.22. I mean, 1, 2, 3 candles. So boom, I hit 2 of those for, you know, $400. Anyways, so let's talk about, if I can find the chart. Let me find the ES chart here. Yeah, here it is. So here's the ES trade that set up this morning. Again, I didn't pay attention to ES at all, and I didn't even, because like, look at this. This is 10 o'clock even. This is 10 o'clock, and you still got the clown show going on from the news. This candle going straight up and down like that, that's just ridiculousness. So you got to wait. You got to know your news cycles. So I didn't even pay attention to the ES until after the news was over, which, again, I missed this trade because of it. Never touch the gold line here, roll down, never touch the gold line here, roll down, boom, a new pivot low, higher high, higher low, higher low, and another higher low right there. So there's your entry at the break of this red candle, which was 406.275. So 406.275, 406.3. Sorry, 406.3. Let's blow that up. Let's blow this up. So there it is, 406.3. So 5 points of that is 58. Let's see how long that took. 1, 2, 3. Right there, 58. Here's your 5 points. So that was it. And then it was after 10:30 right here, so I would have been done. So this was the only setup. Continuation. This was the only continuation setup that I would have even paid attention to today. That would have been it. Anyways, that's my 10 cents about prop firms. I've done a lot of research on prop firms, really, and I even have an account with another prop firm right now that I'm not even going to talk about, because I don't want anybody running off and doing something other than what I think is the best one in the industry right now, and that's Apex, most honorable one in the industry right now, Apex. The most aggressive one in the industry right now, Apex. The one giving the best payouts in the industry right now, Apex. I just keep saying Apex, 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 because that's the answer. If you want to trade and you want to do a prop firm, Apex is the answer. I got my affiliate code right here. If you want to use it, I'm going to put it at the bottom of the video. I'm going to talk to you guys later. Sorry for the long video. And for those of you that have evaluation accounts, keep your stops tight. Stay out of chop. Wait for the market to move into open space. Look at oil, do some research, look at the continuation trade on it, and I'll talk to you later. Bye.